Hey guys, this is Andy Corbin again from West Kentucky Blue Collar Outdoors, here to give you another product review, this time on LaCrosse knee boots, okay? Anybody that turkey hunts, anybody that does a lot of field hunting and things like that, or pit hunting, you always are concerned about what's on your feet. We here in Western Kentucky, we wear different types of knee boots. I know a lot of people like muck boots, a lot of people like LaCrosse. There's all kinds of different Irish Setter and Danner brands, things like that. But today we're looking at just LaCrosse. I want you to know I've been a LaCrosse fan for a long time. I like my LaCrosse waders in the past, and they were some of the best things that were on the market. And so naturally, when I went looking for knee boots several years ago, I started looking at the LaCrosse brand. And I want you to notice, we're going to start with the good today, because we always at West Kentucky Blue Collar Outdoors give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. No sponsors here, remember, because we want to be able to tell you the truth about these products before you go spend your hard-earned money. So I want to tell you about this first generation Alphaburly. This first generation Alphaburly right here has to be the best boot that I've ever put on my foot. I don't like a lot of insulation, so this was a neoprene lined rubber boot, and the thing that was amazing about these boots was that it had like a tennis shoe sole or bottom to it. Now when anybody that's ever done a lot of turkey hunting, or you've stood in a blind all day long, or in a pit, you know your feet hurt. Guys, I'm telling you, when these first came out, this first generation Alphaburly, they were the bomb. They were everything that you wanted in a boot. Again, I didn't like a lot of insulation. You guys up north, you might want a little more, maybe a higher gram of thinsulate, but I wanted an uninsulated boot that I could walk in during spring, or that I could wear to the blind, or maybe even in a pit all day long. This boot right here was it. This boot had the most comfortable heel that we'd ever seen. If you got in mud, it stayed on. It had enough room in the back for those of us who have big calves. We could actually put these on and be comfortable all day long. And I hated it when I got too many holes to be able to patch in these boots, because obviously if you're going to be walking in the swamp and the places we go turkey hunting, you're going to run a stick or something through them eventually. And so these probably have a whole tube of shoe goo in them, and I just couldn't patch them anymore. But this was a 10 out of 10 product, and I wish that LaCrosse would have stayed with this pattern for the whole time, because let me show you the second generation of LaCrosse Alphaburlys. The second generation Alphaburlys actually had a zipper on the side. And again, this was really exciting to me, being a bigger guy with big calves. I could leave that zipper open and still be waterproof, and I'd have more room in the back. But guys, let me show you what has happened to these boots. Do you see that right there? This whole sole on both shoes had come off. Now, granted, I used these for 2 seasons, and when I called LaCrosse always had replaced my waders, but after a season's worth of use, they're usually not real excited about replacing. And so I called LaCrosse and I sent them these pictures, and they said that it was normal wear and tear, and I was really kind of unhappy about that, and they did at least give me a 50% off on my next pair. But I want you to know that that was something that was really disappointing, because not only did it do it with one boot, it did it with both boots. And so that tells me that something wasn't right. Again, I had worn them for 2 seasons, but I'm telling you, that first generation Alphaburly boot that I showed you, that thing, I never did have to put any shoe goo on the soles of those. They were tight, and they stayed crisp, and they stayed, like I said, the best boots that I've ever owned. Now, I did go ahead last season and buy the new Alphaburly. And I do like the new Alphaburly. I've worn it, like I said, just as much as the other ones that had the sole problem. I haven't had the problems yet with the sole coming off. Hopefully they've corrected that, or maybe I just got a lemon for those. But these were the ones that LaCrosse gave me for 50% off. And I've worn them now for 2 seasons. Like I said, I bought them last year before duck season, actually before I went to Canada last year in October, and this I've worn them up through now. So they're just a little over a year old. No problems with them yet. I do like the way they slip on and slip off. They're an uninsulated boot. The problems I can see with them, if they last, if they hold up better than those others, the only problem I can see is they don't stay on my feet very well in mucky mud. You know, you get that black mud, especially around Western Kentucky here, or you get that swamp mud when you get in those sticky places, and this boot has trouble staying on my foot. So I know the original Alphaburly was a little tighter at the ankle, and you know, you don't want the problem of getting a boot on and off. You know that is going to be a difficult task sometimes, but you definitely want a rubber boot that's going to stay on your foot. I would have to give these new Alphaburlys probably an 8 out of 10 so far. If they last, if they hold up, then I'm going to be back on the side of LaCrosse. Hopefully that was just a lemon brand that I got that one time, but now hopefully LaCrosse, these are going to take care and these are going to carry me through for the next 4 or 5 seasons, because I don't know about you, but I think that my knee boots should last probably more than a couple of seasons. Even though we're hard on them, even though we wear and tear, LaCrosse people, we want you to know that we want your products to last, and we want to be able to use them, because in the past they've been the gold standard, and so we want that to continue to be the gold standard. Hey, hopefully this was helpful to you guys. When you go out to buy your boots, try on a pair of LaCrosses, see how the Alphaburlys fit on your feet, and as always, thanks for watching West Kentucky Blue Collar Outdoors. God bless.